Much like Coke and Pepsi, Nintendo and Sega have been going head-to-head for decades, even so much as near equal market share in the 90s. Well, fast forward to today, 2025, and guess what? There are two competing okay, maybe not consoles, but pieces of hardware that have been released almost identically spaced, which puts them once again at each other's throats. Well, this is a little bit different because the one from Sega is an emoji-driven Tamagotchi-like thing with very little use case for anyone outside of 14 years old, so let's focus on this one. This is the Alarmo, the unit that no one saw coming, nobody asked for, but we're glad it's here. The build of this is speechlessly amazing. It is quintessentially everything you would expect out of a clock made by Nintendo. It's fun, it's round, it's bubbly, it's crafted beautifully, and the shade of red against the matte finished plastic is such a joy for the eyes. The bottom has little rubber feet that prevent it from sliding, the buttons are clear and concise, and the top knob is very rewarding to turn, accompanied by some pretty nice sounds at any given time. The entire thing is powered by a USB-C, as it has no battery. The font on the time is exactly what you would expect. In fact, it's the same font as the coin counter and most of the fonts used throughout the Mario franchise. The first thing you notice is while you're around Mario, he's doing different things. He's jumping around and moving around, and this is because he has a sensor on this device at the very front. So as you roll out of bed, it'll stop the alarm, snooze the alarm, tell you to get up, and when you do get up, then you can press the knob at the top, etc. So that sensor is going to be moving the whole time, and that's just part of the game. You have a notifications button here that tells you things that are coming up, either by Wi-Fi if you're connected, or things you forgot to turn off, like sleepy sounds, etc. And if you press the knob down, you get into all of your menu items. You have help, download new alarms, settings, records, hourly chimes, sleepy sounds, alarm off and on, and set alarm. If you set the alarm, this is where you're getting into all these cool different properties of Nintendo's own properties like Mario, Pikmin, Legend of Zelda, etc. I always question Nintendo's choices sometimes when they have Mario, Pikmin, Legend of Zelda, Splatoon, and then they have a Ring Fit Adventure and not Donkey Kong, Star Fox, Metroid, any of their proprietary properties. Ring Fit is, but at the same point, how many people know Donkey Kong versus Ring Fit? And it's pretty iconic sounds and music from Donkey Kong, so their choices is just a little bit off for me, but it is what it is, and that is what it's included. Once you choose your song, you have three modes. Button mode, you press the button to stop the alarm. This one is, it wakes you up to a lively scenes, and you actually have to get up to turn it off. And this one is gentle mode, wake up to gentle sounds. So they have one that's more extreme, and then there's one that's just kind of maybe for the weekend, and you really like Nintendo sounds when you wake up. A downside is that you can't sample any of these. There's no way to listen to how they sound. You can't press the notification button. This button goes back. So if you press the top, it just gets into what mode you're going to be in, which we just showed you, and then what time to set it at. And then he says, wee-hoo, you set it, but you can't actually hear any of them until the alarm goes off, which is now many hours in the future. Don't worry, if you want this to just be a clock and not an alarm clock, you actually can turn it off. I kinda like hourly chime. It's much like a cuckoo clock, hence the thumbnail. When you click on it, you can turn it on, and every single hour, it's going to play a chime, which can be intrusive if you forget about it, but you can always toggle it. You can see just by our testing when we were doing some light off and ons. We do have some sort of sleep record we've created just so you can go back and kind of view everything. We've taken some time off of having it off, and now we've just put it on again, and it really does give you the ability to keep these records of your sleep records and when you wake up as well. It'll give you some disclaimers, and then it gets into your record like this. You can go back and it tells you exactly how long it took you to wake up, etc. In closing, how do we feel about the Alarmo? Honestly, it's a tall order to ask people to go out of their way and spend $100 plus on an alarm clock. I mean, you can buy alarm clocks at the dollar store. However, for die-hard fans, this hits all the right marks. It's nostalgic but modern at the same time. It's cute and bubbly but does exactly as advertised, with a great amount of Mario flair along the way. I personally feel like this would have been an absolute killer product if at half the price, as it does seem you're paying a lot more for the brand/IP than the function of the unit itself. But that being said, the Alarmo is simply exactly what people who love Nintendo and the Mario franchise could ask for.